The first 3 picks in the NFL draft will be quarterbacks this year, Michael. No way or no doubt.
No way. No way.
So nobody's trading up for 3.
No, because you don't have to. I think this Anthony Richardson illusion that's going on out there in the marketplace by people that are promoting it from the worldwide leader that he should be the first pick. I think they've never been in a draft room, and they never understand what it takes to draft a player. And yes, he has unique athletic skills. He does not play the position uniquely. And at some point, you have to play the position uniquely, And so Josh Allen didn't go in the top 3. Josh Allen didn't go in the top 3. Josh Allen was a better collegiate than he was. Now, I understand he played at Wyoming. So for me, it's just no way. I would bet him outside the top 3. I would bet him to be picked outside the top 10.
That is a hot take. I'm going to have to pull up some of the odds for what it would be if there's
It's not a hot take. I'm just telling you from experience. Like, the hot take is that he's going 1 overall. That's to get clicks.
That I hate, because we all know that's not going to happen at this point.
There's no way it's going to happen, and it shouldn't happen. And if you're watching tape, of course, the guy that's saying this, Danny O from ESPN, doesn't have Joe Montana in his top 5 quarterbacks. So how do you take him seriously? Like, how do you take him seriously?
You can't even talk about that with me, Michael.
You can't talk about it with me. I watch Montana practice. I watch Brady practice. Like, I've seen these guys real, up close. I mean, I'm not bragging about my career, but I've watched both those guys. If you don't have Montana in the top 5 quarterbacks of all time, you don't know what you're talking about. And how can you evaluate quarterbacks? Go back to John Elway. Guy won the Super Bowl twice. He can't evaluate quarterbacks. You think Danny O's evaluating them?
Stepping out of the back of the end zone, Danny O.
So, look, let's face it.
I like him. He's fine.
He can be fine. He can't evaluate quarterbacks. Let's just put it out there. And so, what tape am I watching to say Richardson should be the first pick overall in the draft? What tape am I watching that makes him the 3rd pick? I think he's sliding out of the top 10. I do. I think Malik Willis was the 3rd pick overall in the draft this time last year. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I'm in agreement with you. You're not going to find argument with me.
It's not
fighting
a hot take.
for
It's
Anthony
a reality
Richardson to be
take.
top 3.
It's a reality take. There's no tape to support you picking him there.
So you feel, and you're the one that's having these conversations with people around the league that are in the know of these situations more so than others. When it comes to Anthony Richardson, outwardly in the media, so much of the talk about him is that because he is such a dynamic athlete, somebody is going to reach and draft him higher based on potential. But from what you're hearing, people are kind of reading through.
I didn't say he wasn't going to be a first rounder.
No. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying
I think he's going to go outside the top 10 because logic will prevail. There's no way you can turn that card in and say, we've got our quarterback of the future. Look, E.J. Manuel went 14th. There was no way he was a first-round pick. There was no way on tape you could take E.J. I was in Cleveland. We were looking for a quarterback. There's no way you could take – and he had everything you wanted. He had great character. He had great work habits. He just couldn't play the position well enough. But people talk themselves into it. I get that. And somebody's going to talk themselves into Richardson. But to me, Richardson has the biggest – and I love Richardson athletically. I said it on this show with Patrick. When I first saw him, I loved him. But Richardson has the biggest chance of being a bust of anybody in this draft. Has the biggest chance because it all isn't there on the tape. You can't find it. And when you start citing completed passes that he makes, they're scheme passes. He's got to throw the ball to that place, or if he throws an over route deep, that's not going to happen. The game's going to move way too fast for him. He's 2 years away from being a year away.
Well, and the experience in college is so limited too. So